Adobo. Very important secret ingredient. We're making pizza. It's very cute. Mmm. And this is perfect. You might also want to put this in a warm place if you're not in a warm place. And this is the side that I use to cook on. The AC is loud. She's on and she's warm. This is what she looks like. An authentic Italian recipe. Basil here. Kind of just like grab it and pull. She tells her recipe, but she gets the job done. Don't leave the sauce in the can because Bachi was the love garlic. No worries, we will get through it. Oh, we're ready. Oh! Ooh. Hello. 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 So, one thing about me is I used to have a baking business a few years ago, and I kind of put that on the back burner. But that doesn't mean that we don't deserve some good food. I'm gonna use a scale, but you don't need to use one. It just makes it easier, and we have fewer dishes. The recipe in the description, and it'll be in metric and customary. Ooh, okay. Okay, you're gonna need one of these bowls, any bowl for the dough, because that's what we're gonna do first. Because really, I think it tastes slightly better if you're a little bit of a cooking connoisseur. It's a little bit better if you use regular dry active yeast and not quick yeast, but it is 9:53. We gotta eat tonight. So we're gonna do quick rising yeast. If I can find it somewhere here. I also just moved, so I have no idea where everything is. Hold on, I have to find it. Okay, resume. I found it. It's the Rapid Rise Instant Yeast. And I just use one full packet to make it quick and easy. We don't have any leftovers. You can use 00 flour. You don't have to. It's like 50-50. 50 all-purpose percent 00. You can just use all-purpose, honestly, but since we have it, you're also going to need some salt. Okay. Let's begin. Turn on the scale. We're going to start with two types of flour, the 00 and the all-purpose. If you don't have 00, just use all-purpose. Zero it out. We're doing, this recipe says 153 grams of each type. Honestly, it doesn't have to be that exact. Like 150 is usually good. And then another 153 of this all-purpose. Okay. Then we need 8 grams of salt. And then in a small bowl, we'll combine water, lukewarm water, olive oil, and 1 packet of this yeast. Oh, okay. I'll do it in this bowl. Okay, I'm just gonna get some cold water and then microwave it to make it lukewarm. You don't want the water to be too hot because the yeast will die. I think it's above. So I'm gonna put it in this mug, and I thought I needed to share it with you because it's very cute. We're doing about 200 grams of water. Damn. It's too much. Yeah, that's good enough. Like a teaspoon of olive oil, I just like do a little. A teaspoon is 4 grams or milliliters, but it's hard to be that accurate. Okay, so now we're gonna add this. I recently bought this and I already used one of the packets, so I know that it's active, but if your yeast is old, you probably wanna sprinkle it with water and wait about 10 minutes to see if it blooms and it'll get foamy, and that means that it's active. Okay, so now we're gonna mix the dry ingredients first so that you can mix the wet with the whisk after, and the flour doesn't get stuck to it. And then we'll combine them. Okay, pour that in. Okay, so the timeline of this is I'm using a baking stone. I'll show you what that looks like if you don't know what that is. Heat the oven as hot as it goes, which is usually about 550. So you put the baking stone, it's basically just like a slab of stone, put it on the rack. Then you preheat the oven for usually I do about an hour. I do it to 550. And then the baking time for the pizza is just 10 to 15 minutes, which is really fast. So really it's just waiting. And while the oven is heating up for an hour, because you want the stone to be as hot as possible, and usually an hour is enough time to let it heat up. Put it in the work. Good lord. You just can't. It's just so cute. It's just so cute. Ah. Okay, gosh. I'm so excited. Got excited. We're making pizza on Saturday night because we're getting holy tonight, but we're not going to the club. Okay, no, actually, I don't really love clubbing as much as I thought I would. I haven't really done that many times, but the times I have gone have been very intense experiences. So, you gotta space them out. Okay, let me show you what the dough looks like. You knead it until it comes together, and it should be slightly sticky still, but not so much that it's like really sticking to your hands. Like my hands, they look like this, and this is perfect. Let me show you. Okay, so it should look like this. And we're gonna let that sit for 15 minutes, about. And if it's really sticky now for you, it should be less sticky after the rest. Your bowl, lid on. Set a timer for 15 minutes. You might also want to put this in a warm place if you're not in a warm place. We're in Miami right now, so it's humid. But if it's not, usually what I do is I'll preheat the oven for 2 minutes and then I'll turn it off, and it creates a warm environment, and then I put the bowl in with the oven off. But it creates a little environment of warmth for the dough to rise faster because we want to eat tonight, like I said. And check back in 15 minutes. This would be a good time to preheat your oven right now. I'll show you the baking stone. Here she is. This is the side that I used to cook on. I just like using the same side so that all the food and debris is on one side because you can't get it wet or it'll crack. Very high temperatures. I guess the max of this oven is 525. But it doesn't really matter. Any temperature from 500 to 550. And I'm gonna put my bowl, I'm putting this bowl outside on the balcony because we got the AC blasted, so I'm gonna put her outside to speed up the process.
15 minutes later.
Okay, we're back. This is what she looks like. And then I just wiped down the counter with some vinegar spray. It's just vinegar and water. Grab the dough and I'm gonna knead it on the counter for like 5 minutes? No, maybe like 3 minutes. Just really like, you can be rough. Let me show you. So, yeah, you can be rough and you can just, sometimes I literally just throw it on the counter. And you just wanna make it not sticky. So by the end of this, it should be pretty all together. Should come all together. Oh, by the way, this makes enough pizza for, I would say, like 2 people with some leftovers, which I think is perfect. Okay, honestly, it hasn't been 3 minutes, but I'm kind of tired, so now we're just gonna let this rest for, I want to say 45 minutes, about. This should about double in size. So if you want to speed up the process, just put it in a warm place. Now, I can't put it in the oven because it's already preheating, so back outside she goes. And in the meantime, we can make the sauce. And it's a really simple sauce. It's an authentic Italian recipe. We have our fresh basil here for the garnish, because if you put it on before you cook it, it burns. Back in the bowl, and usually what I like to do is when I'm done kneading and it's not that sticky, I like to make a neat little ball. I'll show you. Kind of just like grab it and pull. Use your pinky fingers to pull. And you just do this. Once you practice, you can get really good and do it fast. You have a nice dough ball. Okay, in the bowl she goes. It's not greased, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to. You can, you can't, whatever. We're putting her outside. Okay, so now we're gonna make the sauce. And this is a very important secret ingredient. This is San Marzano. So ideally, you want these to be whole peeled, but that's if we're being picky. We're not being picky here. This is hand crushed, it's fine. The reason you want whole peeled is just because when you have a whole tomato, it's just fresher. But this will be just fine. This has basil and sea salt, you don't have to get that kind. It's really whatever the store had. The last time I made pizza at my old apartment, I didn't have a can opener, and things got a little bit dangerous. I had to use a knife and a spoon, but now we have this. And San Marzano tomatoes, for some reason, only come in these larger cans. Usually, I haven't seen them in 14-ounce cans. This is 28 ounces. Am I doing this wrong? She's old and rusty. Old and rusty. But she gets the job done. Yeah. Or does she? Good Lord. Okay. Yeah, so usually I just take like half the can, and really you can do whatever you want with it. It's just canned tomatoes. You can make like spaghetti sauce, or I usually just end up freezing it. I usually just put it in a container and I freeze the sauce until I make one large batch of sauce. I double the recipe, and I'll freeze that. And then the next time I make pizza, I don't have to make the sauce again. I Instacarted the ingredients, but silly me forgot the most important part, the cheese. So, my lovely boyfriend is out to get some at the lovely hour of 11 p.m. So he's at the store right now. He just sent a photo. He said, "Is it good enough?" I don't know if you can see that. Indeed it is. Very grateful that he went out to the store at this hour, because we have a Mexican mix of cheese, but it's just, you know, I would hate to ruin pizza made with so much love with Mexican style cheese, because actually, you know what, that might be good, honestly. I'll have to try that at some point, but I want it to be traditional tonight, so it's a dangerous thing opening these cans. Also, never leave if you use half the can, don't leave the sauce in the can, because botulism. It's just like good food hygiene. Normally I would get the whole peeled version of these and then I would use a fork or a potato masher or something to just mash them up. But since these are already crushed, you basically already have the sauce. So I'm just gonna get a bowl. I really like these. I have 2 sets of mixing bowls because I accidentally melted the lids of the first set because I left them in the oven. We're not gonna talk about that. But basically, just pour the whole thing in. Careful not to splash. Yeah, so I'm just gonna make the full pan of sauce. Okay, so I love garlic. I'm a garlic lover. Love garlic. I created this recipe. I use 10. To speed up the process, I just use a microplane, mince it up that way, and it's very easy. Just don't break your fingers. I wish I had some peeled garlic. I do not. No worries. We'll peel it. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. But no worries, we will get through it. We will get through it. We will get through it. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I always break into song and accents because they just make the life's moments more fun. It really does. Good Lord, this is a bit tedious. I'll check back when I'm done. Okay, so I honestly just gave up on the peeling. 7 cloves, and that's good enough for me. This is a microplane, by the way, if you've never heard of it. It's like a finer and sharper grater, and I love it. I think it's really versatile. I also use it for like grate Parmesan. It's good for hard cheeses. So we'll quickly get this in, and then optional, you can like put in a few pieces of basil, and I would chop it up or rip up a few pieces, and that would be really good. And I also like to do a few shakes of dry oregano. Thank you.
And a black box. Fine.
I only have the garlic that is unpeeled, so I just have garlic, but I'm not using a ton of garlic.
Yeah, tired.
Well, no, I use a lot of garlic. It's not.
Yeah, it's not like carrot.
Yeah, it's not as much as I would. Okay. 6 of oregano. Mix. Damn, I did not mince her that well. That's okay. Someone's gonna get a large chunk of garlic.
Whole oregano.
A few shakes. Because I was using it to help. What am I doing?
Have you made creme brulee before?
I have.
How was it? Oh my god.
It was really good. Wait, what?
Baby chef sandwich.
What's that? Do you like this?
Right, that's really garlic.
Yeah, I put 7 cloves of raw garlic, and it already this specific can came pre-seasoned. Holy shit!
I mean, that's pineapple crust. Isn't this amazing?
Holy shit! That is so garlicky. Oh my god.
And you're like,
Wait, it's gonna be so good with the cheese because it always mellows out when you bake it with cheese.
bro. Alright.
This is so good. Oh. So tonight we're grating this. Yeah. Some basil, some basil. She's full tonight. I love basil. You like basil, Jason? I like basil. Okay, she's not yet double in size, but well, it'll still work. Grab your parchment. Grab your parchment paper. Okay, I usually make it on a big pan. Put the parchment on top. I have a little shaker. This will help shape it because I'm not the best at shaping pizza. Boom. Yeah, you don't really need to oil it. You can just grab it. I also flour top. You don't really have to measure, just put on however much you want. The cheese situation is a little bit sad.
Bon appétit. Alsjeblieft.
We're good.
Oh my god,
Imagine
that is delicious.
Imagine if I had time to like make like the full regular like crust, because it gets really like crispy crust, you know? Because I had to quickly do it, like, you know, speed run it, you know?